Alright guys, here we go. We're gonna check these packs out. Fate Reforged. Wanted to get some old ones, so we're gonna check these out today. So, testing out a little bit of new equipment. Hopefully that improves the sound. I do always have fans going on here. I'm just checking out some of these old tokens. That spirit token was awesome. I'm only really going to point out anything that I find costs more than $1, and going through and pricing out these packs, it was very, very surprising to see just how much they cost, because really, out of all the vintage packs that I've been opening lately, not a single one has had a foil. Now, I know some of them just didn't have foils to begin with, but it is pretty interesting. And I'm telling you that instead of focusing directly on the cards, because while I think some of them like that have a decent use or could be used in a deck still, not much there. Not much there in terms of use or value. And I don't think a lot of these things are ever going to be really used again. How often am I going to see a Yeti? So well, we'll get into that in the old dismal backwater. That's how that entire pack felt. Pretty dismal, not gonna lie. Dragons of Tarkir. Now, I loved Tarkir Dragonstorm. I loved it. I wanted to build a dragon deck forever. Kind of held off because, to make a good dragon deck, there's some pretty expensive cards there. Now, don't get me wrong, I got them anyway, but it took me a while. And I did build a dragon deck, and I have since taken it apart, just because it was a little too wild. That, and I'm sure people with more would check this out. Isn't that awesome? I love those cards. Those are pretty neat. They give you a little bit of lore. But I have a feeling somebody with a good bit of experience in Commander would have mopped the floor with me. I kind of needed to just pull everything just right. So that did not happen. So I did get faked out by a card, and you're going to see that in 1 second, because I had gone through, tried to do a little bit of research before opening this up, so I wanted it to look pretty good. There's an old Evolving Wilds, and I really like that one. The Twin Bolt had hopes for it, but nope. The Monument had some hopes that had a little value. No, not really. Dromoka's Gift, same thing. A little bit janky in some of the mechanics. That is about $2, a little bit under $2 right there. So that is our first out of those 2 packs. Now, mind you, these packs both, I think all together for these 3 packs, it cost around $40. I did take advantage of free shipping, and that is an awesome thing when you have the ability. This thing, I don't really have nails. That did not want to open. So, can Avacyn Restored give us a little help? We got the old Swamp in the back. Nice to have one straight from the pack. I've never opened any of these packs before, so it was pretty cool to get that opportunity, and I figured I would take advantage while I could. So I did. Now, Flicker, that right there, almost a buck. Not a bad card. Then, of course, we're right back into it, and they aren't looking all that great. So, we still have a little bit of hope. There's still some cards. We're not even into the uncommons yet. So, hopefully, we can still get something, right? Well, the way the first couple packs have gone, I didn't really think too much about that. But we always have a little bit of hope, because you never know. That's a neat looking card. And there it is. Avacyn, Angel of Hope. There we go. Not foil, but again, the headliner card and a human token. Not bad, but super, super excited to get the Avacyn right there. Check out that old advert. That's kind of cool. But the Avacyn in foil, this Avacyn is about $25, which ended up paying for that pack and a good bit. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate you stopping by. You have a great day.